any internet?
Wonton soup. I'm making like.
Did you make the wontons yourself?
Yeah, I
You
make
did?
it from
By hand?
Yeah.
Dang.
All right, we are starting with the button of three. So small line, big yes. Straddle on the button or the
What's going on, guys? What's happening? What's going on out there in the internet world? Thanks for tuning in. Tonight's game is a 2-5 no-limit hold'em deep stack cash game. We're on a 15-minute delay here out of Best Bet Jacksonville, 201 Monument Road. Looks like we're already off. First hand of the night. Allen picking up ace-4 suited in early position. This is a 2-5 no-limit hold'em deep stack cash game. Allen opening it up, first hand of the night, making it 20 to go, ace-4 of diamonds. Scott right behind him coming along with pocket trays. Don P making a call with 5-6 off. Louis getting a pretty good price with the ace-5 offsuit in the big blind, and we're going 4 ways to the flop. Everybody's sharing cards here. Looks like ace-5 getting the best of it on the queen-4-5-2 heart flop. Scott getting after it, pocket threes here. Bet 60 into about 80. Gets through the first pair of fives. Kind of a tough call for Louis there. He's going to have to play the rest of the hand out of position if he makes a call there with ace-5 offsuit. Makes a correct fold, button moves. Scott takes down the first pot of the night. And we're off. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for hanging out. My name's Dustin Shacklock. Like I said, we're on a 15-minute delay out of Best Bet Jacksonville, 201 Monument Road. We still got a seat open. Anybody in the area want to come jump in the game? Seat open. You don't even have to wait on the list. You can come jump right in the action. $1,500 max in this thing. Like we always say, normally we let them buy in for 8. But on the deep stack cash games, we let them buy in for up to 15.
John, one seat open.
See? Seat open. Come get in the game. This time, Scott getting in there with pocket fours. First pocket trays, now pocket fours. Gets 2 callers, the ace-7 of diamonds, along with the ace-jack offsuit. Matt on the button.
They just know you type.
You're Asian? You're Asian?
Yeah, it's like some people would perceive me as Asian. If you want to think
I
me
didn't
otherwise.
tell. I couldn't tell.
Louis getting after it here with ace-7 suited on the queen-high board. No pair, no draw. Gets after. I guess he had some backdoor draws. Checks around to him. He bets. Takes it down. Sometimes that's all you got to do. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Thanks for watching. For those of you guys that were tuning into the radio show earlier, I will be giving away a $55 satellite seat into our Orange Park Deep Stack 30K guarantee satellite. We're going to be giving that away a little later in the stream tonight. So definitely stay tuned. That's definitely happening. A $55 satellite seat into our Orange Park 30K Deep Stack qualifier over at our sister property. Let's say we got a 3-bet from Angel out of the small blind with pocket jacks. Louis makes the fold. King, queen suited on the button. I think I would have liked to see a call out of Louis right there. I think king, queen suited is too strong of a hand to fold to a 3-bet there. If you're folding king, queen suited, you know, what are you calling with? You got to play the middle of your range sometimes in those spots, especially when you have position for the duration of the hand. You're on the button. You have the best position in the game. You got to take a flop one time with king, queen suited. If I'm wrong, tell me why in the chat. You guys calling there? You guys always folding king, queen suited? King, queen suited is just too strong of a hand in that spot. Asia raising the ace-7 of clubs under the gun, out the gate, bumping it up, making it 30 to go. Picks up 2 callers. Flop goes check, check. Queen of hearts on the board for a turn card. A little bit of a scary card. Asia coming out with the overbet. 145 into either, I think like 6. Oh, no, into about 90. 90 in the middle. She bet 145. Coming out swinging. Out of position. It works. Puts in 145 and at 92. Gets both players to fold. She picks up an extra 60 bucks. Chuck PLO in the chat says that's always a call. I agree, yeah. King, queen suited on the button. It's just too strong of a hand to fold to a 3-bet, especially once the big blind folds, and you know you guys are going to be heads up. Angel's a smart player. She could be making that 3-bet a little light out of the small blind. I agree, guys. It's always a call from me, too. Most of the time. About 90% of the time, I'm probably calling there. A few variables might make me change my mind, but most of the time, I'm calling. All right, jumping back in. This hand, we got 5-way flop action. Pocket 10's in the lead, right? Yeah, pocket 10's in the lead. Don P picking up diamonds here on the turn. A little bit of a scary board. Russ with a pair and a gutter. Matt's pocket 10's still good, but he's going to have to dodge a ton of cards. He's going to have to dodge an ace, an 8, a diamond. Yeah, he got out of the way. Pocket 10's folded. Wow. Don P takes that one down with the flush draw. He doesn't have to dodge those river cards if we never get there. Mike Lorio in the YouTube chat with a good point. Easy call on the button and good card removal to king, queen, king, king, queen, queen, ace, king, and ace, queen. I agree. That's a great point. You block a lot of the strongest hands they could have in their range there. Brandon Scullin in the Facebook chat. Can't believe how much Best Bet has grown. Yeah, man, we're popping. We're making it happen. You moved at the wrong time, man. We're only going to get bigger and better, for sure. Louis raising the ace-jack here in middle position. Ace-jack suited and flops top pair. Scott's got some mystery cards. Looks like he's going to click it over to Louis and then reevaluate. That's my move. I'm a big fan of the check call, check raise. I'm checking most of my range there on the flop. Looks like Louis is going to take that one down, though. Ace on the board. Scott didn't like it. Gets out of the way. Looks like we picked up Chuck there in the 1 seat. Maybe he was watching. Maybe he heard me say seat opener there. Button moves. We're 5 hands in. 2-5. No limit hold'em. Best bet live.
Take your mug shot? Let's do
Go take your mug shot. Can they just use my mug shot? Can I just send them? Can I email them my mug shot and they just put that up? All right, picked up a new player, but he's going to wait one hand, let the button pass. Back in the action. So once again, guys, later on in the stream, we're going to give away that $55 tournament voucher for our Orange Park 30K. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Durbin Jag in the chat. Hey, man, what's happening? You know, just a little Wednesday night 2-5 action here on Best Bet Live. Looks like 9-7 is going to be the best hand here on the river. One pair, taking it down.
Oh, is it? Yeah, well, let's back it up.
Double.
Allen jumping in there, 7-6 suited. Little suited connector action. Just calling, though. Asia's in there, ace deuce, suited wheel cards. I like raising both of those hands. All right, here we go. 4 ways to the flop. Jack, jack, deuce. Ace, deuce in the lead, but not by much. Seven, 6 suited in there with a big flush draw, small flush draw. Gets there right on the turn. Drills it, no sweat, right on the turn. I don't think Asia can call here, even with making 2 pair, unless she thinks they might be chopping. Remember, Allen limped in, so he's almost never going to have ace, queen, ace, king. Paired board, flush gets there. Best she can hope for in that spot is a chop. I don't think you ever want to pay off somebody and hope for a chop. Good fold, Asia. Yeah, definitely. She knows that at best she's chopping right there. Just pitch it, get on the next hand. Looks like Allen bumping it up here under the gun +1, making it 20 to go with 2 8s. Russ calls with the 2 7s. Don P putting in the big 3-bet with ace king offsuit on the button. Gets the fold. That's the best. You don't even have to see a flop. No sweat. Take it down pre.
Ain't heard from Bob any, Lou?
No.
I've talked to him a couple times. His mother passed away a few months ago.
That's a move right there with big slick. Try to take it down pre. You don't have to get to a flop and then sweat all these small pocket pairs. I like that play out of Don. Nice little squeeze action from the button.
He's still traveling the state pretty much. Wherever they let him in.
Is he still banned here?
Yeah.
I thought that was only a year. It's been I haven't been here in a year till last night.
Bob, my man in the chat. What's happening, bro? Everything's good. I hope everything's good with you. Long time no see.
He don't give up easy, does he?
Come play that 30K this weekend. You'll see me there. I think I'm going to play on Saturday. All you guys want to come get a piece? My money's live this Saturday. Come get it. I think I'm going to play the noon flight.
Yeah, he's a right fighter.
Everything's great, man. I hope everything's good with you. Come get it, guys. Saturday, noon flight, Orange Park, 30K guarantee. You'll see me there. There's also a flight Friday at noon, Friday at 7, Saturday at noon, Saturday at 7. Final days on Sunday. We got a nice pot here. Already 180 in the middle pre-flop. Scott bets 80 into 180 and just cleans house. Picks up 4 folds and takes the pot. I like that. What's that? 30% of the pot? A little, just over 30% of the pot. Takes it down. 35%. That's the way to do it. Takes it down. No sweat. Yeah, Bob. Orange Park. Saturday at noon. Friday at noon. Friday at 7. Saturday at 7. 4 starting flights. You got to be able to make one of those. Come get it, guys. Like I said, my money's always live. Both Joes in the YouTube chat. What's happening? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching.
It's been on the TV that long? Oh, hell, I'm up and down that YouTube. All I watch is poker. And I just saw it day before yesterday. I said, what? Best bet. Holy cow. I saw Jordan and John. And I knew most all the players. Well, wow.
It's not promoted all that well, unfortunately.
Huh?
It's not promoted all that well, unfortunately.
Well, it would have probably helped if I had been in here.
All right, we got looks like 3-way action to the flop. Ace Jack, King 10, and pocket 5s.
Something recommended for you.
Well,
Both Ace Jack and King 10 getting a piece of it.
like I said, I got Dimension, the only good part of
Pocket
it.
5s in last place here.
Watch the same things over and over. You don't remember.
Just brand new all the time. Huh?
Just new every time.
GT Jack in the chat.
Sometimes I'll pick out a shirt.
Bummer, man. GT Jack not going to make it. That's a bummer.
Game that we lost.
That's a great tournament. They always get there. They always hammer the guarantee.
I have the same thing, but I didn't know coordination.
Look at Chuck turning 2 pair here.
Not at your young age. You just had that forgetfulness. Like you go into the kitchen after and
Don P's going to call with his gutter ball. Chuck P makes it 125 on the turn. Gets a call out of Don P.
I'm 75. I'm 75, and I got 40 years or better on you, and you know I'm supposed to have it. You're not.
Not the same age as you.
She's Asian. She could be
I can
15
make
or
it.
80.
I can say it still looks like I'm like,
Wow, Don P gets there on the river.
A day over 35.
That's 185. Chuck with 2 pair. 2 straights get there. The 9 straight and the ace straight. Chuck painfully makes the call. Says, this guy couldn't possibly call me with just a gut shot. He didn't. He called you with a pair and a gut shot. Got there on the river. Queen comes in. Chuck, if it makes you feel any better, all of his jacks, queens, or aces, he had a lot more outs than you think.
it sounds like selected memory. Like you want to remember when you was,
Pastafarian in the Twitch chat. Thank you, man. We work really hard on this stream. We're glad everything's working tonight. It's a lot of fun when everything works right. It's a great resource. It's a very cool thing to have.
I went to the doctor the other day. I went to the doctor the other day, and I had been going through my medical record.
Mike Lorio in the YouTube chat. All of our games are like that, man. We have the best small mid-stakes games in the country consistently, I think. I say it all the time. You know, you can find good games down south. You can find good games all over the place, but consistently, we got it on lock.
What? Even at the low thing of 5'7", I'd lost 54 nothing. I said, that's ridiculous. 2.5 inches. At the low
All right, we got heads-up action to the flop. Asia with pocket fours with Don P versus King Jack suited. Betting a call on the flop. Asia with a gutter ball, 2-pair and a gut shot.
She told me she wasn't in the feet. You believe that?
Asia leads out, 2-pair and a gut shot on the turn, gets the fold, takes down the pot. Stacks them up. That's the way to do it.
Why don't we mic everybody up? Yeah. Oh, they can hear you?
I think they improved that.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. Don't worry. We know what's going on out there.
You just got beeped on the TV. Oh, yeah. Like, they just beat you.
Mike Lorio, thanks for watching. It's freezing in Canada, I bet. Guess what it was here today in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. It was 76 degrees. It was perfect outside.
No, he just got jokes.
That was light. That was light.
I know.
I've been wearing jeans and a T-shirt all day. It's perfect. I put a hoodie in my truck earlier, and I never took it out. It's been in there all day. 85 in South Florida, I believe it. Wow.
And she perked up and said, well, if you had a couple more inches, you could get
85 in South Florida. Miami area? Yeah, I bet. I bet it is. All right, 3 ways to the flop. Jack 10 suited, pocket 5, 7 tray offsuit. Jack 10 with a pair and a gut shot. Seems like that's gonna be the deal tonight. Pair and a gut shot all night for everyone. Oh, West Palm Beach? Yeah, yeah. Ooh, 3 jacks. A little bit of a scary board. 2 straights, a flush draw, and a paired board. Nobody ever likes that. That's a little sweaty. Russ says he's going to gamble one time, though. Bets 80 and gets the call. What is Chuck calling with there? King Jackson 7s? Oh.
Did you forget my Corona?
No.
Okay. All right, well, okay.
Hey, repeater G. Cocktails. So you don't remember a lot of things, but you remember your corona. See? It's definitely selective
Well,
memory.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
I'll be back. One fold. Yeah. 2 cold. Still putting hours in it. Still putting hours in it. Yeah. 4 foot. Almost.
How's that little baby? Your little baby isn't a little baby anymore. She's probably walking around, huh?
Yeah.
Walking and talking too?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
All right. Here comes the fun part
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Medical. And it's in the brain.
These are times for new pictures and new things happening.
Definitely don't want to do it. Yeah, for sure.
Were their first words, Daddy?
It's a he, but I forget what it was now. It was
Wasn't give me a hit, was it?
I can't remember.
Give me a hit off that bottle. Well, you haven't been married very long either, have you? You get married late in life, or have
been married before.
Yeah, Chuck's starting out. Late in life. Well, I'll tell you. I was married 42 years. It ain't no fun. You know, when you're by yourself. I've been 10 years now. I've been going. It's hard. It's hard to, 10 years. Where did 10 years go?
No children?
No, she had when we were trying,
Earlier this week, I came up here.
she got a 2-year pregnancy. And if I hadn't got her to the hospital as quick as I did, and then they wanted me to take a seat over there, and I put her down for a few seconds, and I thought, I scooped her back up, and I walked past her, and I kicked the doors open, and I screamed, now, she's dying. I was a medic, combat medic, and I know, something. And then she was dying, and she was.
Looks like Don P just limping in under the gun here with ace-10 offsuit, calling the 5. Louis making it 20 to go with 8-9 suited. Little suited connector action. I'm a fan of that. 8-9 suited, flopping the flush draw here. Great board for a C-bet out of the suited connectors. Louis does, bets 25. Picks up 2 folds in the pot. That's going to do it. Button moves on to the next hand. We're 13 hands in so far, guys. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out with us. You guys make sure you stick around for that $55 satellite seat later on. That seat's going to get you into a satellite. You win the satellite, you get a $200 seat into the Orange Park Deep Stack 30K. 4 starting flights. 2 on Saturday, 2 on Friday, final day on Sunday. Pastafarian in the Twitch chat says, solid table, no maniacs. Just wait. They'll start loosening it up. They always do. Every time we stream one of these games, starts out nice and easy. Everyone's playing well. Then a couple people get stuck. And then the hinges come off the thing. Gets wide open. That's how it always goes. Starts out nice and calm. Everybody playing pretty close, pretty correctly. You get a couple people stuck, get a couple big stacks on the table, things change. I would bet a $55 tournament seat on it.
I didn't know what the weather was out. I just put that on and headed out to the car.
Omaha for stacks, yeah. We let him buy in for $1,500 in this game. I think Louis might have been the only one that came. Louis and looks like probably Angel there in the 6th seat. They both bought in pretty deep. Looks like Russ in the 8th seat. He's got more than 800 for sure. We got a couple deep stacks in the table. I mean, even our normal games play kind of deep, you know. Even out in the rest of the room, we let them buy in for 8. That's still pretty big. It's 160 big blinds. 160 big blind starting stack. D plus for the win. Repping Don P there out of the small blind. I like that.
Still heading up to South Carolina all the time? That's where your people are, aren't they?
Yeah, I've been up there a few times. My mom's still there.
Your mom?
Yeah. She's trying to save you a trip. Yeah, she took a train up here a couple weeks ago because he's 80-something. Jacksonville, I think, with all the construction they were doing on 295 somewhere. She went down.
We got the D Plus fan club in the Facebook chat. That's cool. Thank you guys for tuning in.
It's really, it's only 30 minutes.
We appreciate it. We think it's cool.
$60 or something. All the way from South Carolina.
Well, if you hadn't been here in a long
Looks like we got a limper party. Everybody just limping in domino effect. One person limps, and the rest of the table comes along. Omaha for stacks. What's deep in Canada? 1,000 big blinds.
Well, dementia or no dementia, you have a really good poker.
I mean, to me, I think like anything over 200 big blinds is pretty deep. We let them buy in for 300 big blinds. What's deep? What do you guys think is deep?
You can't read them.
We never remember bad beat, right? We never be on
400 to 600 big blinds? Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, it's super deep. 2K, be 2K in a 2-5 game.
I had to tell somebody that's
One
not
day how
a
we want
smile.
to achieve.
It's
Like
a
what I
grimace.
try to achieve.
And somebody
Mike Lorio in the chat. Yeah, I think so too. I think by USA definition, you know, I think pretty standard. Over 200 bigs is deep. But yeah, in Canada, 400 to 600 deep. Where do you guys play in Canada? Where do you guys? I mean, I know there's Montreal. Like, what else? What else is there?
I think Bob Cart started calling me smile.
Yeah, Pastafari in the chat. 200 plus is deep. I agree. I think 200 is kind of the threshold. Like we said, we let them come in for 300 bigs here on the stream.
What flavor is that yellow Red Bull? Pineapple?
Oh, he was asking what flavor your Red Bull was.
Oh, the yellow tropical. Yellow tropical.
Yeah.
Like mango.
I guess a banana
Or a
flavored
mixture of
Red Bull
those.
for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yellow, yeah, banana or pineapple.
I like that. I like that.
Boy, these cards are really catching me.
Picked a good seat.
4 looks like an 8. I had to do a triple take. Huh? If I got that, I'm playing.
Careful, Red Bull gave him wings.
Did Red Bull had that good Super Bowl commercial, or was that another one?
There were a lot of pretty good ones.
You went to Monday on Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
there's a
not
lot.
worth.
Do you have a favorite one?
I would have.
I like the Groundhog Day commercial. Thought that was really cool.
What was that one?
It was Bill Murray
Yeah.
redoing his Groundhog Day thing, but it was like a food truck or something. Where he was like super excited.
You know, I didn't know Bill Murray had such a big following until I came down to Florida.
Oh,
So yeah.
yeah, he was a Saturday Night Liver in the beginning.
Oh yeah, I forget his name. He looks like Tarzan.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's Jason Momoa.
but what were they advertising?
Who cares? It was a funny commercial. Nobody really cares. It was what the hell, guys. It was like, this is a cool commercial.
It was memorable, but you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember what they were.
No.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have a much better one than me.
I almost got you. I was like,
You can
Why
tell
don't
us what you have, we're about to see it in the TV.
Like if you have my
I had
hand,
two pairs.
if you
I
have
put
my
you on
hand,
exactly that hand too. I was like, she probably
if you
is
have
king
my
queen.
hand, you
Or ace
probably
king.
have to go.
I was like king queen or ace queen. I was like, I'd rather her have ace king than
Of
king
course,
queen.
yeah.
I almost got you. I was like, so.
I'm serious. Like, what do you do with my hand? I'm not holding it.
Yeah, ace queen she might hold, but that hand, yeah, she has a straight out.
well,
You just remember one of them.
one was very important. Did I give you some?
Not that anymore. Thank you. Good bluff, good bluff.
Good bluff.
Got a king. Man, no spade, though. No speed, no key.
Bitter drinks, cocktails.
It's like a Street Fighter scene.
For sure, you get 3 calls and 3 players.
Any more bitter drinks?
Bob still lives in Daytona. He got that place in Daytona, don't he? They didn't kick him out of Daytona, did he?
Yeah, that's the first place.
Oh, well, that's why
Why
he's
they call
playing
him
down
Day-
here.
That's why they call him Daytona Bahama.
Oh.
No, I guess that's where it is. I guess. I don't know. No, he's not from Orange Park.
He played over there a lot.
He played in Orange Park. He got kicked out of here in Orange Park, Daytona, several places.
He had the patience of Joe.
Omaha for Stacks in the YouTube chat. Play a $1-2 $5 bring-in PLO game, no cap in Vancouver. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty wild game. Sounds fun. Sign me up. Slavic Gopnik 6'9" in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. It's fun. We love doing them. All right, we got a 3-bet pot going pre-flop here. Jack versus Ace King. Allen in the cutoff, putting in the 3-bet with Ace King offsuit. That's right, man. Live cash games are the nuts. Thanks for watching. Allen comes out, looks like 85 into 167 here. Yeah, 85 into 167.
I'm not as bad as not to remember. I flopped the full house. Aces full.
Angel with pocket jacks. Going to find the check fold button. And Allen's going to take down a nice, juicy 3-bet pot on the button. That's the best way to do it.
You cleaned up on that hand. You nailed me to the wall and got the big prize.
Need some more.
Huh?
You remember that, though.
Yeah, I remember that.
Guys say I can't remember anything.
But yeah,
Well, I don't say I can't remember.
Yeah, good fold by Angel. That's like the worst flop you want to see, right?
Yeah. He's like, remember that hand hey, last year? That hand last year. Like 1 hour on the river?
I think poker players have a way.
Slavic Gopnik in the chat. No, this is Jacksonville, Florida.
There was this professional young guy sitting next to me, and he's been just pushing me around.
Jacksonville, Florida, North Florida, about 2 hours north of Orlando.
And he's betting. And I end up going all in 1,500, and he had me covered. And
This time Asia putting in the 3-bet from the button.
I went all in.
Queen Jack offsuit. Opening up her 3-bet range a little bit. I like that. That's cool. That's cool with me.
Hey. I had queens. And he made it 300.
Omaha for stacks. This Limp Fest normal at this casino. Not usually at 2-5. You see it a lot at the smaller games like the 2-2 game.
He had pocket six.
You see it a lot more often than you do here at the 2-5. Most players come in for a raise here at 2-5 no limit.
Made him the straight going to the river.
These are coming out hot. Pot-sized bet. A little more than a pot-sized bet here on the river when that ace of spades gets there. I don't know what she's trying to rep, but I think it's going to work. Clearly ace-king.
There's some holes starting to get poked in your memory story, though.
Allen with the best hand. Asia keeping their foot on the gas, keeping the pressure on them. Put them in a tough spot here with 2 tens.
I know how troublesome it can be, but it really don't. I don't care that much. I just have to write a lot of notes.
Ace-king kind of makes some sense here after the turn check.
Well, I just, on my coffee table, I've got my nephew, when he comes to visit me twice a year for 2 weeks from England, he gave me a notepad, a small one, and I make notes.
Pastafarian for sure, yeah. That's why ace-king kind of makes sense on that turn check. When the turn goes check, check, and then she bombs the river.
That started off.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Cards don't always read.
But I spread that one. So
So we want to make sure they saw you bluff.
I think you got a 7-9.
They're going to see it. It's hard to bluff on the stream. They're going to see it. More D-plus fans in the Facebook chat. That's awesome. Thank you guys for showing up. Where are you guys from? South Carolina or something? Did I see that earlier?
What's the age on it?
I didn't have that. Definitely. See?
It doesn't work for you.
It doesn't work for me. I actually have to have an ace.
Can you run it twice over here?
Just time break game.
Oh. Yeah, because I thought I remember seeing them do that. Yeah, and it wasn't timely. Yeah.
35.
You know, I was thinking about it at the time. They're doing a time. They're charging you, and they're filming it,
But I feel like when I rewatch
getting it out on the screen, and still raking the.
This time it's Chuck coming in for a raise. 8-5 suited on the button. Picks up ace-10 offsuit and some mystery cards from Scott there in the small blind. Chuck needs a 6 here for the gutter ball. Chuck playing his position perfectly. Takes that one down. That's a nice move, raising the bottom of your range from the button, and then keeping the pressure on your opponents, taking it down after they check on the flop. Pretty nice flop for Chuck there.
This time, in this game, he's already lost about $1 million. And then him and Leon, who owns that King's Casino in Rosvadov, there in the Czech Republic, him and Leon played head up, and he lost $2 million more. And I'm thinking, this kid has got to be kind of income.
Matt Kirk.
Up to your job. Where in the world? If somebody's backing, they got to be out of your cotton business. Because like I said, I've never seen him really win. He's worth it win. Then I find out later
No, well, he was a soccer player.
he got in on the beginning of Bitcoin, and he was worth $1 billion.
He made, while he was sitting at the table.
$1 billion. So I guess a $3 billion loss.
Hey, get this.
Trust fund babies, they got more money than
Isn't
everybody
a
was
big
taking.
deal. I don't know how that ended up. I think that did end up that way.
Bitcoin in a while. What is it now? 89,000? What is it? Probably 6 or something like that. Is it back down to
Oh, it didn't blow up. I mean, it's
not well, it's ridden away, up and down, way up, way down.
Don P picking up queen, queen here out of the small blind, coming in for a raise. That's the way you're supposed to do it one time.
Somebody's going to take it in the shorts with them.
Making it 80 to go.
Some kind of system like that eventually or something. I heard him talking.
Russ, with some blockers when he gets out of the way. Russ had position in that hand. I might have taken a flop there with ace tray suited. What do you guys think?
Yeah, she's got a way of beating it.
In position, you're blocking some of his ace kings and ace queens, ace hands. I'll probably see a flop there one time. Deep enough to call, absolutely. That's the beauty of 2-5 no limit deep stack cash. Yeah, definitely deep enough to call. I'm not sure what Don P had behind though. That's the other critical factor. I think heads up in position, I'm peeling there one time with ace tray suited, especially if I come in as the raiser.
At that table when he lost. Yeah, because he put his entire life savings.
Sharon Long, you guys watching out of South Carolina? Cool. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Before it became big.
Ooh, Jeremy Roman, the Facebook chat down the street from Stones.
Did you have a heart attack watching him use all that money?
No,
I'd stay away from their live stream.
just trying to figure out how to leave.
Slavic Gopnik in the chat. Max buy-in for this game, 1,500.
Wasn't any problem when you got $1 billion.
200 to 15 is the buy-in for this 2-5 no limit game.
Or 3. Or 4. Maybe 5. Depending on the day.
Might as well double down at this point.
I laughed at. I'm not. That's not fair. Boy, I wish I would put 10 grand in them. Wow.
Yeah, it's so funny because like sometimes people like always ask you like.
You guys make sure you stay tuned. We're going to give away that $55 satellite seat here in a little bit. That's going to get you into a satellite free roll your way into our Orange Park 30K this weekend at our sister property. $30,000 guarantee. It's a $200 buy-in. You can get there for free today. There's a tournament tomorrow at 3 o'clock, a satellite, and then another satellite on Friday, 3 p.m. satellites. Get you into day 1A, any of the 4 starting flights over in Orange Park, Florida, sister property. Tom Price, you like that? Get a free roll one time. Free roll your way right to the final table. Nothing makes me happier than when I see people spin it up. Free roll a ticket into a huge cash. Literally my favorite thing.
Or Walmart.
Pretty good flop for ace and 9 offsuit here for Asia. She shows it. You don't have to show it. We're going to see it anyway. We got RFID cards. We see the cards before you do, most of the time. Show the table.
Well, then you have
Normally
to
when
look at.
nobody sees,
That's the trick. Show the nuts one time, and then open up your bluffs.
I can be my true self.
You gotta look.
Pastafarian in the chat. The free roll, we're giving away that $55 satellite seat, so you can play the satellite, win your way into the 30K, and then win your way, win the 30K. You can final table, you can win, you can min cash, or you can bust. So the satellite gets you into the 30K. And then from there, you know, whatever you want to do with it. You get to the 30K, you can win the thing. Usually first place in that thing is, I've seen it at 10K, I've seen it at 15, I've seen it like 17,000.
4 players.
I won't fold pocket finger.
Darren Dawson in the chat. I don't know what CTO means. I don't know what you're asking me here. CTO. I'm racking my brain. I can't figure out the question. Don P. flopping 3 10s. Taking one down.
He was sweating bullets for that free kick.
Oh yeah, man. But I wasn't going nowhere though.
I know you can't go nowhere.
Go to your home ball. What's happening, man? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. 2-5 no limit hold'em deep stack cash live on a 15-minute delay out of Best Bet Jacksonville.
I was good with that.
Pastafari in the chat, trying to get after that chicken fried rice. That's right, man. We got great food. Our food's really good. For those of you that have never been to Best Bet Jacksonville, obviously located in Jacksonville, Florida, we got 2 properties here at 201 Monument Road and our sister location about 30 minutes away in Orange Park, Florida. Opened this property in 2012. Started this live stream about 2.5, 3 years ago. Going strong ever since, picking up more viewers every day. Thanks to you guys tuning in, hanging out with us. It's been a pretty fun ride, a pretty steep learning curve. What do we got, 7 players to the flop this hand? Nobody with a 6? Oh, Allen with a 6. Allen getting trappy with it. Oh, you just goofed it. You let him get there. Allen, you goofed it. You let him catch up. To be fair, that's a pretty harmless-looking flop.
There you go.
Allen almost can't win. Allen's going to need the case 6. Scott springs the trap, gets the fold, takes down the pot. Pastafarian in the chat asking about slot machines. It's kind of a long story. The long of the short is we passed the referendum here in the city, in the county, I'm sorry. In the county, we passed the referendum. The referendum is basically just like, kind of like a petition to get the state to change the amendment, and then the state, they backed out. They couldn't get the amendment to pass at the state legislative level. So basically, long and the short of it, the people wanted slot machines. The state couldn't, they couldn't make it happen. That's all it was. That's all a referendum is just to get the state. It's like a petition to get the state to amend the state constitution. So the people said, give us slot machines. The state said, the Republicans will do this if the Democrats do this, and the Democrats do this. The House and the Senate back and forth. They couldn't come to an agreement, and slot machines are kind of dead in the water for now. Slavic Gobnik in the chat. This stream, we'll go as long as the game is good, man. As long as we got viewers, as long as the table's full, as long as we got the game's good. We usually run for like 4 hours, but we'll run later. Chaz Roots in the chat says, blame Disney. Yeah, I mean, some other properties around the state were very adamant campaigning for us not to get slot machines, so I'm sure that had something to do with it. I'm sure there were a couple hands in the pot. But we tried. I mean, can't keep it down forever. If the people want it, So it went to the ballot, didn't get through. I'm sure it'll end up back on the ballot again, and we'll just keep trying until we get it, Learning to program in the chat. Angel Vu in the 6th seat. That's right. In her very loud hoodie there. Pastafarian, that's right. We got table games. But slot machines open the door for so much more. You know, once we get slot machines, we can, you know, we can have a much better comp. We can have a better comp system, more promo stuff for the players. Dickie Malone in the Facebook chat. Yeah, something like that. You know, I wasn't there. I don't know all the details. I don't know what happened. But, yeah, something Disney and he said Indians and Disney paid too much money to pass against slot machines. Sure. You know, something like that. Go to your home ball in the YouTube chat. Yeah, we're streaming on Twitch, man. Best Bet Live. Twitch.tv/bestbetlive. Darren Dawson, crotch theory optimal. How did I not guess? That's what CTO meant. Yeah. Yeah, we don't play that game here, man. Leave that at the Stones, man. We don't play that game here.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. Always. It's usually a big shot. I mean, you know, I'm always the one if somebody call aces down, then they hit some bullshit. Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel, Andy.
Gotta have something.
We got the classic flip here. Pocket queens versus pocket aces, blind versus blind. How does this even happen?
You said if he's thinking about, oh, if I had ace seated here, I'd call.
Pocket queens versus pocket aces. Tough spot for Chuck. Old Chuckster out of position, too, with the two queens.
Why are you not on this table?
Nice leg, David. Nice leg.
Get on the list.
At best, it was a flip.
Chuck lets it go.
Huh?
Gets rid of the two queens pre-flop. I think Chuck knows he's beat there. He knows at best he's only a 50% trying to get there.
That's where I put you, and I put
Pastafarian says go bust there. I don't go bust with two queens there, but I might go bust with two kings for sure.
Yeah, he started to. He got all his troops ready and disarmed them.
You're up on the list? Yeah?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's coach. It's my coach. It's my rail. It's my coach. I got to get up to him every now and then.
He's never going to play for us. He'll play over here.
I don't need a bodyguard. I need a coach.
Quick old.
Oh, jeez. I thought it was something. I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time reading these cards. I thought it was, it's better than the first card, though.
Yeah.
I hate money. I hate money. You come
Let's see how that works out for her. Flip over. Two pair.
Any for your drinks, gracias?
Can I get another red one?
Any more for your drinks?
Slavic Gobnik in the chat saying he goes broke with Queens there. I don't think I ever go. I don't know if I ever go broke with Queens there. I think it depends on stack size, right? Go to your home ball running kings into aces button versus small blind today. Oh, that's a sick one. In a vacuum, that happens 1 in about 7,000 hands. We see it all the time on the stream. We saw it like 3 times in 3 streams, I think. Ray Broomfield in the Facebook chat, how do you win a seat? We're going to do a giveaway here in a little bit. Started the stream at 9 o'clock. We'll do it around 11. It's going to be only on Facebook, though. I know that's weird, but we gave away a seat on Twitch earlier today during the radio show. So around 11, we're going to do one on Facebook only. Learning to program in the chat, that's a good question. I'm not sure. Let me find. I'll get an answer for you, though. Like I said, though, guys, that Facebook, that giveaway is going to be on Facebook only. We did the Twitch one earlier today. We're going to do the Facebook one later on. Pastafarian, yeah, this definitely streams on Facebook. You can just head over to Best Bet Jacksonville, scroll down to either posts or videos, and you'll see the stream. Learning to program in the chat, that's a big A-firm. That's an affirmative. You can sell that. You can sell that seat if you win it. You got to head over to Facebook, though, around 11 and jump on and win it first before you can sell it. Jay in the YouTube chat, are you guys the redhead stepchild? No, we do need to figure out like a YouTube giveaway type deal, though. We don't have one set up for tonight, but that's definitely a good idea. And we don't want you guys to feel left out, but you're welcome to head over to the Facebook page around 11. Try to win that seat one time. And, yeah, you guys can sell it. You can do whatever you want with it. That's straight from the boss man. Per boss man. Sell it. Let them do whatever they want with it. I said, all right, man. You the boss. We got 4 players to the flop this hand. Trey, Jack. Allen with the best hand the whole way. Raffle it off on YouTube. I think what needs to happen is the winner from the Facebook chat should go raffle it off on YouTube. Yeah. Sell it to the highest bidder, for sure. GT Jack, best bet. Boss man won the yeah, he did. He won the giveaway on Twitch earlier today. I don't know how that happened. That was my fault. I hit the wrong button, I think. So to make up for it, we're giving away a satellite seat on Facebook tonight. And that satellite seat's going to be good for tomorrow's tournament at 3 p.m. or Friday's tournament at 3 p.m., whatever you want to play. Both tournaments get you into the same thing. If you are fortunate enough to get a seat into the 30K, you can pick your starting day. You can play Friday. By the time that thing ends, it'll be like 7 o'clock, so you can go straight into the 7 o'clock flight. Or you can play Saturday, either of those two starting flights. Whatever you want. You guys just do whatever you want. We're just the middleman making it happen for you. You guys do whatever you want. Dylan Morris, how many players are going to be in the 30K guarantee roughly? I mean, it usually gets around, I want to say like it usually gets around 400 or 500 for sure between the 4 flights. I know they always hit the guarantee. I know one time I can think of it was kind of close. It was like 34K in the prize pool, but every other time I've ever played it, there's been like 40, 50K in the prize pool. GT Jack, you probably play that thing more often than I do. How many players do you think you normally get on that guy? I mean, obviously, we always get enough to meet the guarantee. Like I said, it was close one time. We had like a sweat. One time there was something else going on in town. It was like 34K in the prize pool or something. But every other time we've ever had it, like 40, 50K, easy. Like I said, I've seen first place on that thing win like 17, 18K before. Definitely seen win 15 a few times, 14. I've seen second place in that thing be 10K more than once. That's not bad for about 12 hours worth of poker. It's a little more, actually. It's probably closer to 16. $40K easy. That's what I'm talking about. Goes back and forth with some WSOP stuff in Florida. Might be 39K. Yeah, like I said, it's usually like 40K. I've seen it get as high as 50 before. We hit it every time. Don't worry. Scott coming out with a big 3-bet again here. Last time we saw him with a 3-bet. Actually, it was a 4-bet. He had aces. You guys think he's got aces again right here? I'm not sure how to say this first name. Scott in the Facebook chat. We're gonna give away that satellite seat. So we're gonna run a giveaway on Facebook, and the winner gets the satellite seat. You can play it tomorrow or Friday, whatever you want. Happy Yellow Ball in the YouTube chat. It's on Facebook, man. You got to go to Facebook. Facebook. We're giving it away on Facebook. We did it on Twitch earlier. We're going to do tonight's on Facebook. We did Twitch this afternoon, tonight on Facebook.
Once they're in his stack, they're hard to come out. You're going to see it. You're going to see it in here.
All right, guys, 40 hands in to tonight's live stream. And Scott, the big winner, keep picking up aces, keep putting in 3 and 4 bets. You're going to come up $691. Looks like most of that's Allen's money. Bringing up the bottom, stuck a little over $750. That's all right. Sometimes you got to get buried before you get it all back. Ask me what I know about that. Jose Padilla in the chat. We're going to do a random question. I'm going to make it real hard for you guys since there's a lot of you guys interested. And the player that gets it right, first player to answer correctly, will win the satellite seat. Oh, I know about getting buried. Don't ask me. I know about getting buried. Sometimes you got to get buried before you get it back. I know about getting buried. Sometimes you get buried and you just don't get it back. If that's never happened to you, you haven't played enough poker. Sometimes when you get buried and you get like you don't even get even, but you get like, say you're in for 1,000, you're stuck 1,000, stuck like 1,500, and you get it back and you're still stuck like 200, sometimes that just feels like a win. Even that can feel like the best thing in the world sometimes. You're stuck like 2K. Get it all back, you're only stuck like 150, 200. Feels like a win. If you've never experienced that feeling, you definitely haven't played enough poker. When you make a loss feel like a win. Well, Jose, that's right. You got a chance, buddy. I'm telling you there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. That's right. All right, we got 3 lippers in the hand here, 15 in the middle. Little flop lag, but we'll get there.
You bet too much.
Looks like Scott bets pot. Takes it down before the flop even catches up. Scott's going to take that one down. Easy game. There it is.
You wanted to tax him a little bit.
I just want to see who had an ace. Nobody had an ace.
Y'all could have checked it all the way down. I guarantee I was behind.
You couldn't catch up. Fast as you could.
That reminds me of one time I fell in the shower and tried to grab the water on the way down. Embarrassed me.
Yeah, that is embarrassing.
He was watching.
I was the only one in there. It still sucked. It was grab the water on the way down.
Buddy Owens jumping in the chat. You just missed the stack update, buddy. We would have told you how Asia's doing right now, but we just pulled up the stats. I'll pull them up again for you here in a minute. Joan Fisher, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Scott's cards. Having a little trouble getting them in the reader. That 2-seat, the reader's kind of in a weird place. Kind of hard to get it right consistently. Buddy Owens asking about the stacks in the chat real quick. Here you go. Asia up a little bit, up 275-ish. Dylan Morris in the YouTube chat, do we still own the property off Racetrack? We do. I don't know of any plans for it to reopen anytime in the foreseeable future. But, you know, that's not, I have no reason to know, so I don't know. I haven't heard of any plans for it to reopen in the foreseeable future. James Lost House in the chat. I'm doing awesome, man. How are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Ace, deuce, 8 board. Nobody in the hand with an ace, a deuce, or an 8. It looks like King Jack is the best hand with 70% of the equity, no pair. He's got a backdoor royal flush draw, though. Backdoor royal flush draw, good for 70% of the equity in the hand. He just knew. He knew it was good. Takes it down one time. Button moves, and we're on to the next one. 42 hands in, about an hour and 15 minutes into this thing. Tonight's flying by. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, keeping me company in the chat. Ferdy under the impression that the property off Racetrack was donated. I don't know anything about that. I think that was the old property over off McDuff. The one that was there, it was the Racetrack like 20 years ago. Before the Racetrack was actually on Racetrack, I think. Again, I'm not sure. I have no reason to know.
What, the jackpot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the old property off McDuff.
I haven't even got a high hand over here, have I?
You mean like, yeah, keep that one, right?
Like a big high hand.
Tide Gaming says this cash game's kind of boring. Get on the list, man. Come spice it up. Come juice it up. There we go. Chuck mixing it up a little bit. Getting in there, ace jack offsuit out of the hijack. Louis got to put his cards in the box. In the box, Louis. On the felt, in the box. Nope. He's just not going to do it. He's not going to do it. They're near the box. Louis got some mystery hands in the small blind. Hard to put him on a 6 or a 4 there. That effectively gives Angel the best hand right now. 9s and 6s with an ace. Louis might be in there with like a suited 9-10 or something like that. We know he plays some suited connectors. Louis leads turns. There we go. Look at that. Moves his cards into the box. Instantly we know what he has. What a time to be alive, guys. The future is here. Poker future is here. Nice bet out of Louis here. Putting the pressure on Angel. She folds the best hand. Louis takes that one down, plus 110. He was open-ended on the turn. I'm sorry, on the river. Open-ended on the river. Gets the fold. Angel lays down the best hand. Buddy Owens in the chat says, last he heard, Racetrack Road was just sitting there collecting dust. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing with it. I don't go out that way too much. I don't know what's happening out there. Durbin Jack, has seat 4 played a hand yet? You know what? That's a good question. I don't think he has. It looks like he came in for kind of a short stack, though. Like, if those are 50 stacks, he's only got like 200, 2 and some change, something like that. So I don't know. I don't know if he's played a hand.
Can't let me get away like that. My nothing's better
You got one little clubby, but that one little clubby more than me. I got red. I got red dogs.
He asked me more.
Nah. Give me a couple more hands. They were red though. I do know that.
Any drinks, cocktails?
Angel turning a wheel draw here. Turn goes check, check. Russ with the best hand. 2 overs on the board. After the turn goes check, check. Russ probably thinks he's good here with 2 8s. Two 8s good. For all you tournament grinders out there that can't make the 30K in Orange Park, the following week, 1 day 30K here at Best Bet Jacksonville. Starts and finishes the same day. 1 day 30K here at Best Bet Jacksonville. Looking for the structure for that. As soon as I find it, I'll post it for you guys. 1 day 30K starts at 11 a.m. Crown a winner that day. That's 2 30Ks in 2 weeks, guys. That's 60K up for grabs in 3 days of poker here in Jacksonville. That 30K in Orange Park is a 2-day event, and then the 1 day 30K the next weekend. 60K in guarantees. You're going to spend 3 days playing poker. Pocket deuces would have made a set on the last hand. That's right. Oops. Looks like Al limping the ace-5 suited here. I like to see raises in late position with these small suited aces. You got the card removal effect going on, plus you have the, you can make the stones. You can make a lot of nutted hands there with those small suited aces. I like to see those hands come in for a raise. I think they play poorly as just a limp call type scenario. But that's just me. You guys play them however you want. Ace-4-6, 2 clubs. Ace-5, the best hand. Ace is open-ended here, though. Allen ripping it. Ripping 204 into 180. A little more than a pot-sized bet here. Asia with the open-ender.
That was one of the most beautiful train stations in the United States.
Don P's got one of her outs, though.
This one's not bad. I don't think this is that beautiful.
No, I'm thinking the building is still there and they're using it for something.
Doesn't get there on the turn. Doesn't get there on the river. Scary run out. Asia getting it, making the call with the open ender. Can't get there. The problem with that hand is if your opponent just rips it with a flush draw, you lose 2 of your outs, you know? She's got a 4, 5, 6, 7. If he rips it there with clubs, she loses the 8 of clubs, loses the 3 of clubs. So really, she's only got 6 outs. 6 times 4, she's 24%. That's not my favorite call by Asia. I don't love the call there with the open ender. Like I said, if your opponent, especially when they're short stacked, And a lot of times you'll see players do that. They'll just rip it with a flush draw. If he's just ripping it with a flush draw, you lose a bunch of your outs. 25%. You lose 25% of your outs. Fleetwood Mac in the chat playing like a limp fest, a 1-2 limp fest. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we noticed that earlier. Queen deuce, good. One pair, good. Takes it down. Fleetwood Mac in the chat on YouTube says, problem with straight draws, you're losing to everything, even if all your outs are live. Well, you put in the money with a straight draw, pray. Sure. I mean, you're behind, but that's where pot odds comes into play, you know. You want to get better than even money, you know, obviously if you're going to put your money in there with a draw. You want to get better than 3-1 on your money. Like I said, the hard thing about getting it in on like flushy type boards like that is you go from about 33% equity to win the hand down to 25 or 24, so you know, you really got to be getting 4 and 5-1 on your money to make a profitable call. 4-1 there, you break even. You got to be getting like 5-1 to make it a profit plus EV over long term. Whoa, Ray Broomfield in the chat. Horrible call. Cut her some slack. She knows she only has to pay for one street. She doesn't have to put in any more money on the turn. You know? Think of it like this. If he bets, you know, there's 180 in the pot. If he bets 100 on the flop, you know, what's he going to do? Like, check the turn? Like, she gets to see 2 more cards for calling the 200. If he bets 100 on the flop, he's going to put it in on the turn. She's going to pay for it anyway. She can always fold turn, sure, but by that time, there's too much money in the middle. By that time, she is getting the right price.
Any bitter drinks, cocktails?
Thank you. No, thank you, sir.
All right, guys, stick around. Make sure you head over to Facebook around 11. Get that $55 satellite seat. Got about 30 minutes before we give that thing away. My name's Dustin Shotclock. For those of you guys just tuning in, 2-5 no limit hold'em deep stack cash. We're on a 15-minute delay out of Best Bet Jacksonville. Ace-10 just drills it right on the turn. Don P gets there. Makes Broadway the nuts. going to be hard to get any value from Allen here. Depends on how much he feels like paying for a gutter ball to the chop. Not 87. The number is less than 80. I think he bet like 80 there. 85 maybe, 65, something like that. Less than that is the number that he was willing to pay for the gutter ball to the chop, by the way. Buddy Owens in the chat says, yeah, sure, he thinks the guy's bluffing there sometimes. She calls with the open-ender. Sure, I mean, maybe. I don't know how often you're bluffing in a multi-way pot, though, like betting more than the pot, but sure, it happens. I think it was more along the lines of, like he's only got 200 left. There's almost 200 in the middle, and she gets to see 2 more cards. I get it. If he bets 75 there and leaves himself 125, like he's going to stick that in on the turn anyway, on any card. Doesn't matter what card comes. By that point, there's 450 in the middle. He's going to stick his last 125 in there on any turn card. So I think the decision is call 200 now, or if he bets less, you're just going to call it off on the turn anyway. I get it. I see where she's coming from. It's not my favorite call, but I see where she's coming from. I get it. Don P taking out another one with ace-10 right on the flop. No sweat. We got a limp fest going on here, guys. 6 ways to the flop. There's 30 in the middle. 6 players pre-flop, $30 in the middle. King, Jack, 4. Looks like 2 players with a 10 in their hand. Asia's the only player that made a pair in the hand. Ace of clubs. Matt pairs his ace. Asia with a pair, a straight flush draw, and a gut shot. Makes a straight here in the river. 2 players making a straight. Chop, chop. I don't know if Louis can raise here, though, with his made straight because of the clubs on board. I think he can only call. Nope, wrong again. Louis does raise. Makes it 125. Whoa. Asia giving Louis too much credit there. Louis just blasts her off the chop. I was wrong again. I thought the clubs would slow him down. Louis made him work in his favor. Well played by Louis. Blasts Asia off the chop right there one time. Matt limping in the 7-5 suited out of the hijack. Gets through Angel on the button. There we go. There's a raise. Allen bumping it up. Ace-Jack offsuit from the small blind. Louis got to get those cards in the box. Cards in the box one time, Louis. They are in the box. Move them around a little bit. All right, 4 players to the flop. Louis with the mystery hand. Allen flops the gutter ball to Broadway. Needs a queen to get there.
It's a big pot on 30-25. Like it's a big pot. I thought it was actually trying to steal it.
Heads up.
I guess we'll part down on this.
Allen making a pair to go with his gut shot. Ooh, diamonds get there. Diamonds get there on the river. Allen out of position with a 1-pair hand. $125 into about $145. A little on the large size here from Louis. Kind of a weird spot after the turn goes check, check. A lot of hands get there on the river. All flush draws. The Queen 9 gets there. 7-9 gets there. It's kind of hard for him to have any of those hands. Jose Padilla says Louis with the flush. I don't know. We've seen Louis show up with some bluffs in some big spots here. Allen finds the fold. Tough hand to play out of position. Tough board to play out of position, I should say. Ace-Jack offsuit's a tough hand to play out of position. Let's call it what it is. Ace-Jack offsuit's a hard hand to play from the small blind. Tell me I'm wrong. Change my mind. All right, guys, 54 hands into tonight's live stream, and Don P. up almost 1,000. Almost $1,000 in this thing. Chuck stuck 750. Russ and Asia right in the middle of the pack. Each one up and down about 90 bucks. King 9 raising it to 30 bucks out of the. She's in the cutoff. I like this move. Gets a call from Scott. 3-4 suited. Figures he's probably got some live cards against most of an opening range. He doesn't know Angel that well, apparently. Scott turns the best hand, but that gives Angel the nut flush draw. She's never folding. Ooh, can't get there on the turn. 1 pair for Scott's going to be good. Pair of 4s. Pair of 4s is the nuts right now. All I got's a 4. Well, guess what? 4 is good, man. 4 is a winner.
No matter what you got. Take the money.
Angel trying to figure out if she could have turned her hand into a bluff there on the river. I think the answer is a hard yes. What do you guys think? Definitely could have turned that hand into a bluff on the river. It's hard to put Scott on like a hard ace, you know, after he limps pre-flop. I guess you could have some weak aces. It's a decent board for weak aces. But I'm turning my hand into a bluff there on the river. You're never going to win it by checking. That's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to win by checking that thing back. Turn your hand into a bluff. See what happens.
Some days it's fast, some days it's slow.
That's just me, though. You guys do whatever you want. Jose in the chat playing too nice. Yeah, maybe a little bit, man. Like I said, I'm turning my hand into a bluff there. Look at my man Chuck just flopping the joint one time. The question is that the gin card, or does that card kill all your action? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to get paid now, or does that card kill all of your action? It's hard for anyone to have a super strong hand. You know, what are you going to get called from? Maybe the jack of clubs? You got to bet small here. Oh, gets called by the 9 of clubs. Chuck says, is a flush good? What? What kind of question is that? That sounds almost like a slow roll. Is a flush good, and then you show him the nuts?
You're an angry winner. There wasn't enough money in there for Chuck.
Chuck takes that one down, flops the nuts. Gets 1 street of value out of Allen. Makes a 9 high flush on the turn.
I was watching one yesterday, and it was South Florida guys that came up to play this 2-5 game here, on the stream, and they were talking about the South Florida guys wanted to play all night, so they were going to accommodate them.
Oh, yeah. We all like that.
And it would have been a good game to do it, too. I'll call that obvious bluff. I'll call that obvious bluff. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It was an obvious bluff up to that point. Oh, you leaving me with her.
Louis with the mystery cards again. It's got to be something he's doing with his cards when he gets dealt to him. Oh, he's just showing them to Angel. Oh, he's just going to show her.
Here's my hand. What should I do?
Yeah, what should I do? I think you should call.
Oh,
Let's leave the
yeah, you're not going to trick me.
Louis coming in with the limp fold. Angel raising some of those small suited aces we were talking about earlier. I think those hands have a lot of value. I've seen a couple players play them questionably tonight on tonight's stream, but I think those hands have a lot of value. Like I said, there's some card removal going on with the aces, and you can make a lot of nutted hands there.
That would be like the perfect scenario.
Also, what happens when somebody calls you with like pocket tens and the board comes 4, 4, 6? You know, they're never going to put you on a 4 in that spot. Get it in one time. Put the cards in the box, man, one time. To be fair, sometimes the players, they get the cards in the box. Sometimes the cards just don't read for whatever reason. It's not always the player's fault. Sometimes it's the sensors. A lot of variables go into these RFID cards. I would say they work probably 85% of the time. Jay in the chat, the VPIP for seat 4, 0.0% or 1%. I'm not sure, but you know what? It's 2020, and I got the technology to show you. Let's take a look. Here's a VPIP for everyone in the game so far. Don P, the most, coming in at 56%. That's higher than I would have guessed. Matt at 37%. All right, let's see how many times he's raised. What is he doing here when it comes to raising? Matt and Louie doing a lot more limping than raising. They just want to see flops, man. They just came to play.
Wasn't the dog thing supposed to be going by January? Or is that still over on spot? Do they still have that dog racing?
Buddy Owens, a normal VPIP. It kind of depends on your play style, honestly, you know. I think like a normal VPIP is probably somewhere in the 25 to 30% range, maybe, with a PFR of around, I don't know. It's probably PFR probably around 15 with a VPIP of around 20%, 22%, something like that. You guys in the chat, help me out with this. I'm not too good with the poker percentages, but I think that's about standard. Like a 14, 15% PFR with around a 20% VPIP. It's going to be a little bit higher for really aggressive players. It's going to be a little bit lower for really nitty players. But I think somewhere in the middle, PFR 14% means you're raising 14% of all the hands you're dealt. Your VPIP's going to be a little higher because you're going to call. You're not always going to raise. Like if somebody raises in front of you, you're going to call. You're not always going to raise.
They run to death. Yeah, they just using the dog.
They're going to eliminate the Orange Park Kennel Club?
Yeah. Well, all over the state.
That's the first job my daddy had after the war, was over at the McDuff Kennel Club, walking the dogs out. I come home from the Army one time and we went to the dog track out there, and he pointed to several people and said, they were out here when I was a young guy, you know, like he'd been there coming out there forever.
I guess it's still in a few states, though, I guess. California,
I can't even imagine California.
Yeah, really?
They got
As liberal as they are?
They probably got everything. They got cockfights out there, dog fights.
Well, you know they got cockfights, but that's under the table.
Yeah. San Francisco, right?
The Mexicans, they love.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Best Bet Live 2-5 no limit hold'em, deep stack cash. Allen finally getting a little bit of run good, picking up 2 kings, just limping them. What's he trying to do? Trying to get a little trappy. Going for the limp re-raise, maybe? Matt's in there making a call. There's already 80 in the middle. Bombing on him, Allen. Drop the hammer on him. Look at him, locked in. There in the pink shirt, locked in. Just waiting to spring the trap. Those are the kind of things you guys got to watch for in some of these games. When somebody limps in early position, it always sets off fire alarms in my head. You look at that guy, you can tell he's about to spring the trap. He's locked in on what everyone's doing. There he goes. I mean, it's not going to get that real. He bet 300 into 85. I mean, it's not going to get that real. He could have made it 100 right there and then gotten a caller and then got a stack in on the flop, you know. I think when you just rip it like that pre-flop, it's just too much. He had too many chips. If he makes it like 125 there, he probably picks up at least one caller, and then he can get it all in on the flop. But that's pretty much a guaranteed way to win the hand right there. Take it down pre-flop. Pick up a quick 75, no sweat. You got 3 callers behind you. You make them all fold. That's the same as raising to 25 yourself, getting 3 callers and leading out on the flop and taking it down. You know, that's kind of all the ways the way I think about it. Reed in the Facebook chat says no coaching. Look, man, I just call it like I see it. I'm just being objective. Call it like I see it, man. No, I'm not. I wasn't ridiculing. I never ridicule somebody on the stream. But like I said, objective. I just call it like I see it, man. I think you bet too much pre-flop. No gamble, no future in the chat. No gamble, no future. Ace on the river. Sure, yeah, that happens too. Uh-oh, Angel picking up the open ender here on the turn. She can't get there, but Allen makes 2 pair, but it's a scary 2 pair. Any 10 makes a straight. Queen 10 makes the super nuts here. It's a tough spot. You like want to bet your hand for some value, but you know, are you ever really getting called by worse? Angel coming out with the overbet. Repping that 10 one time, putting Allen in a tough spot. Makes top 2 pair on a 4-card straight board. Any 10 gets there, plus Queen 10 for the super nuts. Allen's got to think he's still got one person behind him left to act also. It's a tough spot because if you just call right here with top 2 pair and then the guy behind you rips it, you know, what do you do? Allen running into a couple tough spots here. Top 2 pair on a scary run out. Angel getting after it though, betting right into 2 players with 1 pair. With 4th pair, nonetheless. Betting right into 2 players, 4-card straight with 4th pair out there. Jose, you're right. He has like 100. He's got a little more. He's got 250. So, you know, in that spot, if you call the 150 and then the guy behind you rips it, you basically just, you know, you have to call the extra 100. So it's almost like facing a $250 bet.
Sorry. Camera time, man.
Some of the stuff like that.
Yeah. Get all that camera time, bro.
Jose Alvarez in the chat says we could use the shot clock. We do in some of our bigger events. You know, when WPT comes to town, they bring their shot clock equipment, and we institute it there.
Was that about you playing tight? Great bet. I almost scored. I really did.
Buddy Owens wants to see some stack sizes. Yeah, man, I got you. We'll do it after this hand. I'll put those up for you. All right, here we go. Buddy, I don't know if you're asking for the wins and the losses. Here's the wins and losses so far in the game. Chuck still in the back of the pack. Here's the stacks so far. Scott running up, almost 2K in the game. All right, guys, make sure you guys start making your way over to Facebook now. We're going to give away that $55 satellite seat here in just a minute. Remember, that $55 satellite seat will get you a $200 ticket into this month's 30K at our sister property in Orange Park, Florida.
Sound like you've been good.
This time, Asia with the mystery cards on the 8-4-4 board. 2 spades. 2 players with ace-jack in the field. Read in the chat. I'm going to ask a very specific question with a very specific answer. And the first person to answer correctly in the Facebook chat is going to win a $55 satellite seat. That's what you have to do for the ticket.
I'll check it. You got it, Russ. I got ace high.
Close roll.
No. Yeah.
Russ taking that one down, flopping 2 pair, 8s and 4s. That's good. Takes down the pot. All right, guys, make your way over to Facebook chat after this hand, giving away the $55 satellite seat only on Facebook. You can only answer in the Facebook chat. If you're the first one to answer in the Twitch chat, don't be mad at me if you don't win. After this hand, we'll give away a $55 satellite voucher. Here we go. Mike coming for a raise now. Picks up 2 kings. What's he make it, 40? What is that, 35? Makes it 35 to go. Pocket kings. Middle position. Ooh. Asia picking up ace-jack suited in the small blind. Matt's only got another 135 back. Is she going to try to get it all? Looks like it. She makes it 155. Looks like Matt doesn't even wait for the action to get back to him. He snaps it in there. It's a race. It's a little bit of a lopsided race. Matt's 2-1 favorite. But we've all seen this one before, right? Ooh, he doesn't want to see a king now. Asia gutter balled to Broadway. Any king, any ace. Oh, you know what happened? She got the burn card too close to the board. That's why that 6 of clubs red. Oh, that's what happened.
Did I get a glass of water?
Looks like ace, jack, no good. Pocket king's going to hold. All right, guys. You guys ready for that $55 satellite seat giveaway? All right, listen closely. Somebody earlier in the chat compared best bet to the Moneymaker effect, right? Everybody knows who Chris Moneymaker is. The first person to answer the question correctly in the Facebook chat is going to win. How much was the online satellite qualifier Chris Moneymaker won that started his free roll to the WSOP main event? He played one satellite on PokerStars. How much was the buy-in for the satellite that started his free roll to the WSOP main event? First place in the WSOP main event. First person to get it right wins a $55 satellite seat. Drop the answer in the Facebook chat now. How much was Chris Moneymaker's satellite qualifier to the WSOP main event? The first satellite. Be careful, there's multiple answers on the internet. I know the right one, so you got to get it right. The first qualifier Chris Moneymaker played to get to the WSOP main event. How much was it? Drop in the Facebook chat. First person to get it right wins a $55 satellite seat. If nobody gets it right, I'm going to take the satellite seat and go play tomorrow. How about that? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't think it was going to take you guys this long to respond. I didn't think it was going to take this long to get an answer. But I get it. You want to make sure you get it right. There's multiple, there's conflicting answers on the internet. Buddy Owens, close.
Everybody's else.
I was trying to live with him, got him living.
Looks like Sean Greenow in the Facebook chat got it right. $39 was the first qualifying satellite. $39 on PokerStars. First qualifying satellite, Chris Moneymaker won to get into the WSOP main event. Spun that up into first place there. Congratulations, Sean Greeno. You got it right, buddy. Let me get some of your personal information. Nothing weird, standard stuff, and we'll make sure you get we'll make sure we have that ticket waiting for you whenever you're ready. Kirk in the chat, that's what I said. I thought that was an easy one. I thought the chat was gonna explode. Buddy Owens, Buddy Owens got one of the answers that I saw on the internet. I had to do like a little more research before I found the right answer. Buddy Owens was close. Demir, I don't even see your response, buddy. I don't see it anywhere. Demir, I don't know where your response is, buddy. I don't see it in the Facebook chat. Sean Greenow on my end, first person to write 39 Sadi. He's going to win the ticket. Kirk Chewy, yeah, I thought that one was going to get answered quick. $39. $39 satellite, spun it up. First place in the WSOP main event, 2003, created the moneymaker effect. What a great day for poker, right? Without that happening, I probably wouldn't even have a job. We definitely wouldn't be here right now watching people play poker on the internet. Sean Greeno, I sent you a message. Check your messages, man. Get back to me so we can get you registered in that.
Reverse one-outer. The one card in the deck you couldn't win with.
Demir, man, look, I see everything you're writing. I don't see where you answered the question. Maybe you forgot to hit send. I don't know what happened, man. I don't see it. Sean, check your messages, man. I sent you a message on Messenger. We could do it on here, actually. Whatever's easier for you, man. Here.
One more.
Look at the Scott versus Angel showdown right now. Angel betting all three streets. Scott making the call with pocket fives. They're going to be good. River goes check, check. Pocket five's going to pick up a quick 200. Scott called her all the way down. Angel double barrels. Flop, turn. Gives up on the river. Pocket fives, good. Congratulations to Sean Greenow for winning that $55 satellite seat. Hopefully you can win that satellite. Get your seat in the 30K. Spin it up. Thanks for everyone for participating, hanging out and watching. That was fun. We'll see if we can do some more of those here in the live stream. I thought you guys were going to get that right off the rip. $39 satellite. I thought everybody knew that. 86, yeah, the 86 was, a couple people said 86. That's the answer on the Wikipedia page. But that's not the correct answer. It was a $39 satellite on PokerStars.
10.
All right, guys. After the Moneymaker Trivia giveaway, jumping back in the action here. This time, Chuck with the pocket fives. Chuck just limping in with them. Trying to do a little set mining. Angel top pair and an open ender here. Louis got a pretty interesting hand here. He's got to draw to the nuts. If a 10 comes in, Louis makes the nuts. He also makes a 9 high straight if a 5 comes in. Scott in there with 2 pair. This is kind of a wild hand. He's got to look back. Wait, wait, wait. Oh, how do you fold right there? Open ender with a draw to the nuts. 2 cards to come. How do you fold right there, Louis? What's happening? Angel getting it in. Oh, Scott's got to think that he's beat here. Getting her last 500 in the middle. Looks like she's got about 490, 495. The graphics are pretty right. Yeah, she got 490 into 310. She got 17 outs. Oh, because of the kings. Ooh, any king also gives her a better 2 pair. She'd have kings and 9s with an 8. Scott would have 9s and 6s with a king. No, he would have kings and 9s with a 6. Oh, that's sick. Kings and 9s with a 7. He would get super counterfeit. Oh, this is a sick one. 17 outs. Scott makes the call. Oh, it happens. Oh, Scott gets super counterfeit. Kings and 9s with an 8 versus kings and 9s with a 7. Oh, sick one. That's a sick one. Tough one for Scott there. Tough spot for Scott. He can only improve with a full house there. You know, Angel's hand has a little more equity because she can make a lot of different straights. She can make a higher 2 pair. Scott can only improve with a full house. Tough spot. We saw the outs up at the top of the screen. 17 outs for Angel going into the river. She binked one, gets the full double up. Scott made the call there with the 2 pair. And then got punished. Got super counterfeited on the river. What a bad way to lose. Oh. It's like we always say, though, if that hasn't happened to you, you haven't played enough poker.
So that the king stayed good.
I saw that.
You just heard him say call and
Then I
you
said
were
good
finished.
hand, and you're like, wait.
I think it took Scott a minute to process that he lost the hand. He flipped his hand over like he thought he won. It took him a second to process. He got counterfeited. That was a gross way to lose.
You were bluffing with the best hand.
9 fold, 1 fold, 2 call, 3 call, 4 fold,
Got a lot of help.
6, 7 call.
Ed Lee in the chat clarifying the confusion around the trivia question there. Says it was reported for years that it was a $39 satellite. Moneymaker titled his book, turning $40 into $2.5 million.
Yeah, I actually didn't.
Ed Lee, clarifying for you guys, Wikipedia is wrong. I told you guys there were some conflicting sources on the internet. But congratulations to Sean getting it right. $39 was the answer.
No, I'm not really. Not too long before playing on that. Even if it's loaded, like 2 something.
Aces and deuces with a 10. Way good here. Hard to put Louis on a deuce. Way easier to put him on a missed flush draw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
Louis can get a little wild sometimes, though. Let's see what happens here. Puts him right in the muck.
That's a big drawing board.
Yeah, definitely with the stats to be like you would go on.
You would try to get it in as well. Yeah. Yeah, so now see.
Two pairs on that side, but it's like bottom two.
Yeah, bottom.
Again, so the fly lane is like you run two pairs, or I'm already having.
Yeah. Would have 5, 8, or 8, 10. Move my card.
Have to prefer put you exactly on 9-8 for him not to.
I got to thinking about it as I threw it in there. I said, he's going to throw 15 in with an 8.
Tom Price in the Twitch chat said, I read his book, really fun read. Couldn't remember how much the Satty was. Good question. You know what? I think you were the one that sparked it. Somebody sparked the question in the Twitch chat, got the wheels turning in my brain. Somebody said, best bet Jack's moneymaker effect.
I don't know.
That's what got the wheels spinning.
Well, I'm good at that.
I was racking my brain trying to think of a good question, and that was the one. It was harder than I thought. I thought it was an easy one, but it was a little harder than I thought. The conflicting stories online, I think, made it a little difficult. Angel, ace, jack, offsuit. making it 30 to go. Bombing it over a couple of limpers. Picks up the call from Scott, Queen 9 offsuit. These guys are doing battle again. After that sick counterfeit River King. Angel spiked it right on Scott. Tough beat for Scott. Guns 333 in the chat. What's happening, man? What's going on? Chris Rock 1911 on YouTube. Max buy-in for this game 1,500. Usually 800, but for the live stream 1,500 on the live stream. Guns 333 in the chat. What's next? Where's the next place, man? Jacksonville for the 30K this weekend. Like we said earlier, guys, 60K and guaranteed tournaments in 2 weeks here. A 30K in Orange Park and then a one-day 30K here at our Jacksonville property. Cherokee on the 16th, Vegas in April. I just got back from Vegas, man. I've had coronavirus ever since I got home. I think I gave it to the boss man.
That ain't a king. So I'll tell you a story. I'm scared of spiders, right? So I get up in the morning.
Ooh, what do you guys think about this turn? Makes a set on the turn, but it's a bad color. Wow. What a run out. Bostafarian wants us to open a room in St. Augustine. Man, I wish. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen one day. Best bet worldwide, you know? I'll be streaming on the beach in a cabana, drinking Mai Tais.
Playing the board. Nice Hey, really?
Chop it up. Flush on the board. Chop, chop.
I win. Whether I chop it 1, 2, 4, the whole table.
Open a room in St. Augustine would be cool, man. Like I said, I'd be hanging out on the beach. Streaming in my board shorts. Drinking Mai Tais. Me and the boss man. Drinking out of coconuts.
You go? Yeah, I'm going Friday. So you gonna play Saturday? No, I'm gonna try to satellite in Friday, and if not, I'm gonna play that Saturday morning. How about you? I'm gonna play Saturday. Can you sleep? Yeah, I'll see you out there. Yeah, I'll see you out there. You going with anybody? Nah. Just solo? Yeah. I got a group going if you wanna join. Where? We'll wake up. Yeah. Let us chop, man.
Or limp.
You know what I'm saying? Let us chop, man.
That ain't king, man. That's my
Yeah, right there. That's why I love this guy.
That's one thing we don't see a lot of here in the live stream games. We don't see a whole lot of chopping. See it reasonably often out in the rest of the room. We don't see a lot of chops here on the live stream table. That's one of my favorite parts about it. It's juicy. People play it out. Nobody wants to tell their friends and family to tune in, watch them play poker, and watch them chop all day. They want to see action, man. Give the people what they want.
You're welcome.
Pastafarian in the Twitch chat, is that your home base from St. Augustine? You drive up here from St. Augustine?
jacked up the prices. I checked a week ago.
Buddy Owens, don't see any straddle either. Yeah, usually we see a lot more straddles. In these games, it depends. Sometimes we let them straddle the button. In the 2-2 game, we let them straddle the button. The 2-5 game is usually under the gun. But yeah, we haven't seen too many straddles this game. Usually see a few more of those. For sure. 40 minutes, totally reasonable.
Good night's sleep,
I've driven a lot farther to play in a lot worse poker rooms than 40 minutes. That's not a bad deal at all.
You say that, and someone at the table's like,
A couple limpers with some big hands here. Asia limping ace-jack suited under the gun. I'm thinking that she was thinking this pot was going to get raised, but it didn't. And then you get an ugly flop like that. A little bit of a gamble when you limp the monsters under the gun. Maybe it won't get raised, and then it just come out like a real ugly board like that, and the big blind leads out into you when he could literally have any two cards. That's gross. I've seen that happen quite a bit on the stream. People limping monsters under the gun, and then a really bad flop comes out. Thinking the pot's going to get raised, and then it doesn't, and then a 4, 5, 7 board comes out, and the big blind leads out into you. That's the worst. Tough spot. Pastafari and Daytona down south, but best bet, much nicer room. I agree. Don't get me wrong, man. I've played in Daytona a few times. They, you know, they have some weird rules sometimes. I'm not a big fan of. Asia hates ace-jack under the gun. Sure. I mean, it's not an easy hand to play. It's not an easy hand to play out of position. Looks like Chuck with the mystery hand this time. Matt makes 3 of a kind here. Get in there with Jack-9 suited one time. Richard Lewis in the chat asking about the one-day 30K next week, asking what it's going to pay out. That's really tough, man. That's a tough question. I can't remember what it paid out last time. We do it like a couple times a year, I think. I can't remember what it paid out. It's tough. You know, as you guys probably know, it all depends on how many entries we get, how many people rebuy, how many people show up. A lot of variables. It's really hard to give you even close to an exact amount what it'll pay out. Let me see if I can find something from last time that we did it somewhere and see if I can find an answer for you. That's a tough question, man. We don't run that thing that often, so. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find an answer for you there, bud. CivTech 8K in the Twitch chat said 12K up top. The last one in Orange Park was 12K up top. I'd say like that's a good starting point for it, you know. I don't think it's going to pay any less than that. But I don't want to. I'm not promising you anything. I don't know the answer. I mean, it's a great tournament. I think people really like one-day tournaments, especially a one-day with a guarantee. You know, how cool is that? A one-day tournament with a guarantee. So CivTech 8K in the chat says the last 30K we had at Orange Park, which was a 2-day event, paid 12K up top. So I would say like that's a good point of reference. Somewhere in that range is what we're going to pay. I looked around on some of our old blogs and some of our old tournament results, and I couldn't find anything for you there, man.
Number one and number one. Forever number one.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, keeping me entertained here in the chat. My name's Dustin Shacklock. We're about 85 hands in to our 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Best Bet live stream tonight. Wednesday night, cash game. Running late. Richard Lewis, cool, man. I'll be there, too. I'm playing, I think I'm going to try to play the Saturday noon flight. Like I always say, guys, my money's live. Come get it. What is happening here? Scott firing 130 into the 172 in the middle. Everything gets there for Chuck on the turn. Spades get there. Paired board. Tough spot for the old Chuckster there in the one seat. Trying to rub the answer out of his forehead. Pastafarian in the chat. A good friend of mine says he loves that Best Bet lets the employees play. A good friend of mine calls that 30K over there the dealer open. He says it's always a bunch of Best Bet dealers in the game, which is good. Dealers are action for sure. We can't play in our own room, but we can play at our sister property in Orange Park.
We got the same hand. We got the same hand, but you got
Best Bet dealer open. Chuck finds the fold button. Scott shows a queen. Shows one queen, takes it down. I'm assuming it was the queen of spades. Chuck didn't have the queen of spades.
He flip over the ace, he has an ace eight. Yeah, flip over the spade, he has queen.
Well, at least you picked the right card.
I picked the other one.
Yeah, you
Yeah, but
picked
he
the
could
right
have
one.
said ace eight.
The other way probably go call.
Pocket eights would be a pretty sick fold there.
Something.
He probably would. If you pick the other one, he will be like, no, I'm just going to show you this one.
You got the ace. Going
No, he probably wanted to
Spades.
believe he had ace eight.
Any possibilities there? Queen 10, king, queen 8.
Look at Asia getting after her with ace high here. Gets the fold out of Louis. Michael Moore in the chat says, how do you fold pocket eights? I didn't see it, so that hasn't been confirmed by me. I'm not sure I'm not sure I saw that. But I could be wrong. All my PLO people in the chat, make sure you tune in this Friday night at 6:30, 5-10, 25 pot limit Omaha. It's going to be a monster game. That's one of the biggest games that we stream. We actually do it pretty often. That's going to be a huge one. 5-10, 25 pot limit Omaha. It's going to be a monster game this Friday night. 6:30 right here. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. It's one of the biggest games that we spread. It's definitely the biggest game that we spread on a consistent basis. Sometimes we spread 5-10, 25 no limit hold'em, but it doesn't play nearly as big as the PLO game does. Guns 333 PLO gives you a headache. I know, it's a lot to keep up with in a stream, for sure. There's a lot going on when you watch PLO on the live stream. No, George doesn't play in that. George doesn't play PLO. George is a no-limit hold'em guy. George is a no-limit hold'em wizard. He doesn't have it. Why would he play PLO? He doesn't have to. He crushes no-limit hold'em. No-limit hold'em wizard. Again, guys, that's Friday night. If you're not playing in that night flight of that 30K in Orange Park, make sure you tune in. 5-10, 25 PLO. Chris Riddle says, get Matt out of the game. I'm not sure we can do that. Can't just, like, eject him out of the game. Kirk says, what a board for Jack 8, right? For sure. Scott raising the second best starting hand in No Limit Hold'em, gets two callers. Louis gets top pair, good kicker. Might get some action here. Gets called in two spots. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. Louis still left to act. 35 to Louis. Top pair. Good kicker. Coming out for the raise. Takes it from 35 to 100. Casually tosses in the black chip. Scott, both players pretty deep. Louis got almost 1,000. Scott's got 1,500. Wow. This pot got big in a hurry. There's already 367 in the middle. Now Louis picks up a club draw. Matt's getting it all in here. Scott does not have the king of clubs because Louis has it. Oh. This is a pretty gross hand.
think you did. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Then. Oh, I would have gone.
Matt with the mystery hand shows it on the river. We can't see it. Oh, man. It looked like he had like small suited cards, like 4-6 of clubs or something like that. We didn't see it. Louis folded the king of clubs there. That's a gross one. That's a gross way to lose with 2 kings on a queen high board.
But I thought, hell, if I catch a club on the end, hell, might have the damn ace, so might be drawing the
Yeah, Kirk, that's what it looked like to me, too. It looked like you had like a 4-6 or 5-6 of clubs, something like that. Got there right on the turn.
You had just enough money to throw me off of shooting for that. It wasn't much more than what I put in. I know you're kicking yourself in the butt over there. Yeah, I should have raised. I should have shoved it on the turn and raised.
You raised? Good luck, good luck. Somebody out here with them six. Especially when it's like 2 blue cards.
Should have won or lost.
I just want to transfer it in case you don't want to like.
In the middle.
I feel a 3-bet coming up just when you said that. 3-fold, 4-fold. Six race, third.
Depends on what I got. Everybody can, it's all the viewers out there.
It's very close for 3-bet. It's very close. If they were both different.
First one was promising. Second one not so much.
Skipping.
Turn a gutter bomb. Check the flop. Turn a gutter bomb. Leads on the queen of two hearts on the flop. Check, check. He leads out on fold.
3 players.
River part. Shows up.
Check.
He's queen of hearts. He's really good. We'll watch me lose.
Check. Check. One check. 5 bets. 25.
Queen, 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 queen.
Incinerate it. Pastafarian in the Twitch chat want to know how you know when we're going to stream cash games. So if you're watching on Twitch and you scroll down, you'll see the full schedule, all our full stream schedule for the rest of the month. So like we said, the next game is on Friday, 5/10/25 pot limit Omaha. Then we're going to stream some 2-2 and some 2-5 next week. We got a big cash game on the 22nd. 5/10/25 no limit hold'em. We might have a special guest commentator. I'll know more in the next week or so. You guys make sure to stay tuned for that.
No, I see him.
Special guest mystery commentator on the 22nd.
It's the Queen King, or, you know.
So yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, just scroll down under schedule. You'll see all the streams for the rest of the month of February. And if you want to play in any of the games, there's also, you can shoot us an email, shoot Sage an email. There's also directions on how to do that. And we'll get you in the game, man. Any of those games you want to play. You want to come up from St. Augustine, play a little 2-5 no limit hold'em, deep stack cash, play a little 2-2 no limit deep. Shoot us an email. We'll get you in the game.
Make sure I got what I think. No.
Look at Scott getting there on the river. Almost makes a straight flush. Doesn't get there. Makes a flush. Nonetheless, Louis, middle set on the flop. What a run out. 500 in the middle. Louis first to act here. Where are his chips? How much does he have? It says he has 700. Where are his chips at? So he just got 7 black chips in his hand? That's not 7. Oops. Scott gets it all. 1,900 in the middle. I mean, maybe. Maybe Louis had 7 black chips in his hand. It's hard to tell. Pastafarian talking about the 2-2 no limit deep. Yeah, the live stream's a great tool. You know, you can take it home, watch how your opponents play against you, how they perceive you. You know, use it as a training tool for yourself. M Mill 18 in the chat. Yeah, that's a bad beat for 2 9s right on the flop. Yeah, tough beat for Louis. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure how he can get away from it there. If you check, Scott's always going to bet. Maybe he thought if he reps the flush there, if Scott doesn't have it, he has to fold. I don't know. That's a tough spot. Jackson Knit 25 in the chat. The max for this game 1,500. The min 200. Go to your home ball in the YouTube chat. You just missed a big one. Scott and Louis. Scott just took a big one off Louis. Paid for a big spade on the river. Came through. Louis flopped a set of 9s. Blood in the streets, yeah. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen after the stream, but that was a nasty hand. Nasty way to lose. Scott picking up ace-queen right after making that big flush. Calls the raise from ace-queen. 4 players to the flop, 2 of them sharing cards. 10-8 in the lead. 9 would be a chop. Don P in there with a 10 also. King 10. Board gets slightly scarier. Don gonna rep it. Getting after it. Bet 40 in there. Ooh, Angel's a non-believer. Makes the call. GTO Gringo in the Twitch chat. The rake, it's 5 max. 5 max at 40. Goes up in $1 increments. 5 max at 40. Chuck getting in there in early position with 2 black trays. Trying to spike a set one time. Get it in for piles. That's a goal when you limp small pocket pairs, right? Get in there for cheap. Flop a big one. Get all the chips. Unless you're Louis, Scott runs you down with spades. Get your whole stack. Eight, 9, 10 jack for Scott. Needs a little help. Make a straight. Makes 2 pair. 10s and 8s with a jack. Angel clicks it back. 2 pair, probably good.
You know you're dead then, Chuck.
Scott's going to take that one down. 10s and 8s with a jack. Good.
I've only had 1 pair tonight. They were 9s. What did you win with it? No, I don't think so. I think somebody flipped me off over there. Headed me off at the pass, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so he did come out of the pocket queens.
Oh, did I have pocket queen?
Yeah, pocket queen.
Did I?
2 black queens.
2 black queens.
4 races, 15. 5 gold.
Did I win with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
7 call. 8
I think I remember it.
9 call.
Well, that's not been very much.
You only remember when you lose.
5 players.
Yeah, why you say negative?
Hardly.
Can't be so negative.
US. 35. 4 gold. 6 gold. 7 gold. 9.
Yeah, not the best.
Scott takes down another one on a heater. This dude can't lose.
8 comes with a straight. It's good hand. That's straight. And 2 plays.
Scott having one of those nights. Can't miss. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are on hand 98 of our 2-5 No Limit Hold'em live stream. Big B says it's easy when they play scared. Yeah, for sure. Makes it a lot easier. But nobody wants to play back at you. Pastafarian in the chat, the most regs, it depends. Like stream regs or like room regs. Like we have a couple players that only come out for the streams. We have a couple players that play every day but don't always play on the stream. So like Angel and Russ, they play a lot on the stream. Asia plays a lot in the room. The Matt guy, he's been on a couple streams lately. I mean, they all play a reasonable amount. We get like a healthy mix of new players and regs and semi-casual players when we run the 2-5 live stream. Louis with the old 8-5 straight. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got the 6 card straight. Straight good. Louis takes that one down. couple more for you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. For all of you guys that were tuned in and been with us since the radio show, that's awesome. We appreciate it. The radio show is a lot of fun, too. It's almost as fun as the stream. It would be as fun or more fun as the stream if it lasted longer. The radio show is only an hour, and we have to take commercial breaks.
That's a lot of space. Yeah. I think I'll just check.
Big B in the chat, is there a cap on buy-in? Yeah, for this game, the cap is 1,500. The min is 2, max is 15. What do you guys think about this hand right here? Ooh. They might be going in here. What do you guys think? Can Scott get away from it with all the spades out there? I don't think so. Not with another card to come. Scott needs an 8, a king, or a deuce on the river. Oh, what a sweat. 8, a king, or a deuce. 4 hearts. No good. Louis getting it all in here with 10s full of kings. Louis gets his last 435 in the middle, about a pot-sized bet. Scott looking like he wants to fold.
That win, sir?
Oh. King no good.
In the middle of a hand. You win, good hand, sir.
Scott makes the correct fold. Louis going to take down a big one. Scott can watch it later if he wants. Button moves. Louis takes that one down. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We got a few more for you. Don't forget, we'll be back Friday night. If you're not playing in that 30K, make sure you tune in. 5, 10, 25, pot limit Omaha. Monster game. Good fold, right? What a fold.
That's the part we want.
I was rooting for you on that.
Big B says, you know that old dude ain't bluffing there. I don't know. Louis got some tricks up his sleeve. I would have thought the same thing, too, at the beginning of the stream, but I've seen him pull out some stunts since we've been streaming. He's got some tricks.
I'm sorry I said that.
George A., live or replay on Friday? Friday is going to be a live game. It's going to be on delay, but it's going to be 5, 10, 25, pot limit Omaha on a 15-minute delay. All right, we're going heads up. Jack 10 offsuit, ace 7 offsuit. I see a jack in the window. Louis got the nut flush. Kings and jacks with a 10. Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought it was. Oh, there it is. Now it's right. What just happened?
7-45.
I feel like my brain just melted. All right, so an all heart board. Louis got the ace of hearts. Allen with middle pair. Allen with the quick call here. Allen's equity shoots way up in the hand there when Louis misses his heart on the turn. I told you guys Louis had some tricks. Look at him leading out of position with the nut flush draw. Doesn't get there on the turn, checks it over to Allen. See? That's what I'm talking about. Louis turning his hand into a big bluff here. The question is anybody ever looking this old dude up with middle pair when he bets 250 into 150 on the river? There it is. Allen's doing it.
I wanted to check range on check back on me.
Good call.
Ruin my plan.
Nice one. Nice call. I don't really know what you had.
Allen looks him up, takes it down, picks up a big one. Jack 10 offsuit, middle pair, good.
10 jack.
Pair 10.
Pair 10?
You gotta give me a little bit of credit there. Come on. Ball with air. Practice.
Big B in the chat says last time you were here, PLO was uncapped. Oh, if that's the game you're asking me about the cap, yeah, 5-10-25 PLO is uncapped. Any of our time-raked games are going to be uncapped. So 5-10-25 PLO is uncapped. I thought you were asking me about this game. Yeah, the game on Friday, the 5-10 PLO game, that'll be an uncapped buy-in. That's why it's going to be such a monster. Pastafarian in the chat. Yeah, what a sick call. Sick call by Allen. That might help him get even a little bit. He was digging his way out of the hole last time we checked. That might get him even. GTO Gringo says the Asian chick trying too hard. I mean, she did just see the guy barrel 250 with ace high into 150. Here she goes, getting after it. Bets 65 into about 130-ish. Angel can spike a 2 here for a chop. Oh, now she can spike a jack. Now she can spike a jack for Broadway. Louis already got the best hand. He doesn't need to improve, but he can also spike a 10 for Broadway. There goes. All of it in the middle. Louis getting his last 317 in. There's only 257 in the middle. Last time we saw him do this, he had ace high. This time he's actually got a hand. Angel finds the fold.
He's fine. Got one through now.
They say got one through. He had the best hand the whole way. All right, Louis takes that one down. Button moves on to the next hand. You guys don't forget, our 30K starts this weekend. Sister property in Orange Park. First flight, Friday at noon. Second flight, Friday at 7. Same thing on Saturday, day 2 on Sunday. Come get some. All diamond board. Matt, the only one in the hand with a diamond. Asia picking up the open ender. Louis leading out with the gutter ball. Can Asia call here with no diamond? This is one of those same spots we were talking about. Ooh, turns her hand into a raise. I like that. Makes it, looks like 75. I like that. Gets Louis to fold. Nice play by Asia. She can't just call. Turns it into a raise. Nice hand by Asia. Takes one off the old man. I just got done saying, can she make a call here with no diamond? She doesn't make a call. She makes a raise. Puts him to the test. That's what it's all about. Last hand of the stream, guys. It sounds like they might move out to the rest of the room and keep playing if they want to, but it sounds like this is going to be the last hand of the stream. We'll make sure to get those stats up at the end. Might do one more. GTO Gringo, yeah. Most of our streams are archived over on our YouTube channel. Just search Best Bet Live. And you can watch our old streams over on YouTube, for sure. For sure. GTO Gringo, good night, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Looks like that's going to do it for us, guys. Make sure you tune in Friday night, 5/10/25, Pot Limit Omaha. For myself, the rest of the Best Bet Live crew. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in. It's been fun. We'll see you guys on Friday. I'll leave you with this. Thanks for hanging out.
I think I'm all right. Thank you, baby.